How's everybody doing?
All right.
Well, it's good to see everybody. Look like we have a lot of good young faces here along with their parents. And you just saw a good video about respect. Having respect and knowing what respect means will carry you a long, long way because it will help you in ways that you just wouldn't imagine. It will keep you, first of all, out of trouble with these guys in blue, and then it's going to keep you out of my courtroom because you did something that you should not have done and probably is related to you not having respect for that person or that person's property in the first place. So, everything that they said on the video about respect and what it is true. I'm Judge Calvin Williams. I'm one of the circuit court judges here in Montgomery. I preside over in the family court division, and I happen to also preside in the juvenile court division. And juvenile court is where I get to see a lot of young people, your ages, that have made some bad choices. Some like to call mistakes, some like to call choices. And it's landed them before me. Either they're not doing what they should do in school, they're not going to school, they're truant from school, or they're in school bullying someone, violating someone's rights, not respecting their fellow students, or they're out in the streets because they're not in school, they're taking other people's property, or better yet, they're committing some violent offense against somebody because they don't respect that person as an individual. They're either assaulting them with their hands, with their fists, or, worse, with a gun. So I see all of that. But all of it comes back to lack of respect. Not only for the individual who that offense is committed against, whether it's, the people of the city of Montgomery because you don't respect the other driver on the highway who's driving and you're speeding or you're running a stop sign or red light, or whether it's that person's property you're taking from them that they paid their money for, their parents paid their money for. So respect goes a long way. And good respect, if you have a foundation of good respect and healthy respect, then you're going to respect the property and the rights of other people. And if you respect the rights and the property of other people, then you're not going to find yourselves in situations where a judge like me or a police officer is going to have to teach you respect. You're in the right place right now in this church setting with Pastor Bruce and others, your parents, to teach you early what respect means and what it looks like and how you ought to behave in regards to respecting other folks. Because I will tell you, you don't want the police or judge like me in juvenile court or adult court for that matter to tell you how you ought to behave. Because your parents are teaching you that already. And all you got to do is learn and listen. Because they want you to learn how to respect people. That's what this is all about. Teaching you how to respect people. Because the folks that are in prison, the people that are in jail, the kids that are even down on air base in detention, did not learn or just failed to recognize what respect is. And it's landed them in some trouble. It's landed them in jail, locked up, where they don't have the freedom to come out and listen to folks like us, or go and have a nice Sunday afternoon like you all do. Their rights are taken from them. Their liberties are not free because they did not have respect. They made some terrible choices, some terrible decisions. And that's what happens when you have a lack of respect. So it not only applies to the law, by the way, it applies at home. Because I will tell you, I have a lot of cases involving children who don't respect their parents. And that causes problems. That causes friction in the home. And before you know it, you've said something to your mama, or your daddy for that matter, and now you have to, address me in court, or a police officer who's been called out because mama or daddy can't control your behavior. And it's led to some other things called, harassment or domestic violence or whatever you want to call it. You've overreacted because you don't have that respect, not even for your parents. And then it goes off to school, where you don't have respect for the teachers or the administrators or the school officials or the rules and regulations at school. And so, because you don't have that respect for the school or the people at school, you think it's okay to violate the rules of the school. You think it's okay to come to school when you want to. You think it's okay to be out of school when you're supposed to be in school. You think it's okay to skip class and walk the hallways. You think it's okay to talk any kind of way to your teachers or your principal or whomever. And that leads to all kinds of problems. But it all goes back to respect. So respect is so important. You know, you're kids and you're going to behave and act like kids and adults. We understand that because we've all been kids. But I think most of us were respectful when we were kids. And that's what we're trying to tell you. That you can still have fun, that you can still be a child, but you need to be respectful. You need to be respectful of authority. You need to be respectful of the law. You need to be respectful of other people's rights. Because when you're not, then you find yourself on the other side of law. Because you fail to give that other person or that other thing the respect that is due. You know, a lot of